Within Vermintide's workshop lies many different mods for you to choose from, but a question you may find yourself asking is which ones are right for me? In this second video to my modded series guide, I'll be showcasing a wide variety of mods to help you improve your overall Vermintide experience. If you are new to this series or need a refresher on how to install and manage mods, I'd highly recommend watching the previous video in this series first, which can be found in the description below. Every single mod discussed and highlighted within this video will be linked to in the description below as well. I will also be separating them into various categories to help with navigation and organization, so if you would like a visual aid to go along with this video, feel free to check it out. Before we even begin though, I would highly recommend installing these mods to help save some time. Most of the mods that I'll be showcasing requires one or more of these dependency mods to function, and downloading them now will save you a lot of time in the long run. First up, we'll be talking about Sanctioned mods. Sanctioned mods are mods that have been approved to be used within the official realm of Vermintide, although they can also be used in the modded realm. Sanctioned mods offer a plethora of quality of life improvements that can seriously improve your experience in the official realm and modded realm, so I would highly recommend not skipping this section. First and foremost are the most important mods on this list: numeric UI and UI tweaks. These mods offer a plethora of tweaks to the game's UI to make it more informative, descriptive, and customizable. While part of numeric UI offers functions that have been added to the base game, numeric UI is still superior as it offers more customization than the base game's version, as well as offering team-wide icons that show when a teammate is on death's door and when they're running natural bond, which is invaluable information to have. UI tweaks, on the other hand, offers an unbelievable amount of customization that cannot be found within the base game. With UI tweaks, you can alter and tweak almost every single UI element within the game to your liking, including making mission markers smaller and more transparent, hiding various information such as mission objectives, objective outlines, and area pop-ups, disabling the audio and level intros, making temp HP a solid white bar instead of flashing, granting a color difference when your magazine is empty so you know when to reload. You can change the priority of buffs shown so that only what you want to be shown is shown. You can change the scaling of the UI, and so many more options that I can't even begin to scratch the surface of. If you only install one mod from this entire video, make it one of these two. I cannot stress enough how much it will change your life. Crosshair's Fix is a mod that fixes an issue in the game that arises when you play on larger monitors or when you change your field of view. Essentially, crosshairs remain a static size on the screen and do not change to account for these aforementioned things, which causes your crosshairs to display in an inaccurate way. Crosshair Fix simply allows your crosshairs to scale along with your monitor and FOV settings, making them accurate once again. The Armory mod offers a detailed, in-depth weapons browser that lists and explains various attributes of weapons, including effective block angles, block cost modifiers, dodge bonuses, push radius, and more. It also offers a comprehensive breakdown of weapon attack patterns and any special characteristics they might have. The Armory is a great tool to use to gain a basic understanding of how to best use a weapon and which attack best works against the different types of enemies in the game, and it can also help in determining which weapons pair best with a specific build. For example, when looking at dual daggers, we can see that most attacks grant an extra 10% increased crit chance, meaning that dual daggers fit perfectly within crit-focused builds on Shade. We can also see that all attacks except the heavy attacks proc a bleed effect on enemies, meaning that dual daggers can also synergize with Shade's exploit weakness talent. The Mission Timer mod adds a small timer either during or after a mission, useful when playing in the modded realm to help keep track of time. Neuter Ult Effects removes the screen filters and audio effects during various ultimate abilities within the game, making it easier to see and hear during them. It also has many other functions though, including muting various sounds, disabling various other filters such as the healing, knockdown, and buff filters from potions, and disabling ultimate voice lines. Now we will move on to the Unsanctioned mods. These are mods that have not been approved for the official realm and only function within the modded realm, but still offer a massive amount of value for those who play there. There is a huge selection of quality of life mods that exist specifically for the modded realm, aiming to make your gaming experience much smoother and more bearable for those who put a significant amount of time within the game. Mods that fall within this category are frankly numerous, so I will cover this section of mods pretty quickly. Skip cutscenes allows you to skip the intro cutscenes to levels. Straight to keep and quit game allows you to skip the menu and load straight into the keep. No wobble allows you to reduce the screen shake effect after firing ranged weapons, which can improve aiming and help with motion sickness. No overcharge damage indicator removes the red arrow that appears on screen when you vent overcharge, making it easier to see where you take damage from while venting. Remove Democracy removes the need for all 4 players to accept a mission and lets the host do it by themselves, which pairs very well with the mod Ready Up, which lets the host force start a lobby without requiring everyone to stand in the bubble. And Disable Friendly Fire dialogue does exactly what it says it does. There are also quality of life mods that allow you to control the game directly too. Choose Weather allows you to select the kind of weather for the map to be like, which is usually used to set it to sunny for clear sightlines. Pause allows you to pause the game as if you're playing in single player, which can be helpful when playing modded difficulties and you need a minute to think and talk with your team. Choose Grail Knight quests does exactly what it says, allowing you to specifically choose which quests you get before loading into the game. And Restart Level allows you to auto-restart a level with a command rather than having to go through the entire process again in the keep. Give Weapon allows you to give yourself weapons with the exact properties and traits you want. No wasting time by rerolling required. This mod is best paired with the mod Remove Chaos Waste traits, which will remove the Chaos Wastes options from the drop-down menu. Not using this prevents you from seeing all of the base game traits available due to resolution limitations, so this mod is more of a requirement than a recommendation. Also, logging out of the game will auto-delete these weapons you've given yourself unless you also install the Save Weapons mod, which allows you to save your weapons between sessions. A quick disclaimer regarding these 3 mods. Give Weapon and its supplements do not function with the new UI. You must switch to the old UI from the options in order to make use out of these mods. Another mod that only functions with the old UI is Open Inventory in-game, which allows you to open your inventory and character select while within a game. This mod also allows you to change weapons, equipment, and careers while in-game, which is a great quality of life improvement when practicing and you or your team wants to switch something up without forcing everyone to go back to the keep. FYF Flight grants the ability to fly through levels quickly, best used for when you want to get to a specific part of a map fast. Various mods also offer ways to boost performance and visibility, which are especially helpful when playing modded difficulties that greatly increase spawns. Better Ambient Occlusion tweaks the game to disable inherent motion blur that can otherwise not be turned off. More Corpses allows you to set the total number of corpses to 1, which eases the load on your CPU, and Remove Fog removes the fog in the levels, which boosts visibility and can slightly improve performance. The bread and butter of the modded realm, though, are the plethora of mods that can change the way Vermintide inherently functions, offering new and unique ways to experience the game. The first of these mods are Kata 3 and Death Wish, which adds 2 new difficulties and a new modifier to the game, Cataclysm 2 and 3 and Death Wish respectively. Cataclysm 2 and 3 are technically base game difficulties, but can only be experienced via the Weave game mode. This mod allows you to play through adventure mode maps using these difficulties, which scales up the health values and cleave resist of enemies. On the other hand, Death Wish is not a difficulty, but a modifier that you can turn on while playing any difficulty. Its main draw is heavily increasing the stagger resistance of enemies across the board, requiring much more cohesive and in-depth teamwork and skill than usual, as well as increasing the lethality of Globadier gas. Death Wish's alteration of stagger resistance inherently changes some of the stagger breakpoints within the base game. For instance, Witch Hunter Captain can shout to stagger a Chaos Warrior out of an overhead in the base game, but Death Wish no longer makes this possible. These difficulties and modifier are very commonly paired with another modifier called Onslaught, which can be installed via the Dense Onslaught mod. Onslaught overhauls the AI director to make the game's spawns significantly more challenging, boasting more overall spawns, always active boss and patrol triggers, and a complete redesign of events within maps to make them more difficult. The combination of playing Deathwish and Onslaught at the same time is referred to by the community as D1s, which is by far the most popular form of modded content that people interact with, so much so that a tournament is held every so often to allow teams to compete against each other for the #1 spot. I can't do D1s and their tournaments justice in this video though, so keep an eye out for my upcoming episodes where I extensively cover everything that the D1 series has to offer. Please note that the mod Beastman Loader is required if you want to use Onslaught, and while Grimlact is the original creator of Onslaught, his mod is, at the time of this video, unfortunately not working, but can be played with the Dense Onslaught mod created by Osmium and Dalocraft. If you enjoy the mode of Chaos Wastes, then I'd highly recommend checking out Peregrinaje, which offers a comprehensive redesign of many base features of Chaos Wastes, including new boons, new talents, the ability to reroll weapon properties, Chest of Trials, and Shrine boons, the introduction of the Curse mechanic, the ability to play as 5 instead of 4, and many, many more. And last, but certainly not least, are the personal improvement mods. Many desire to spend their time in the modded realm practicing and honing their skills, and these mods offer the tools necessary to do that. For those that enjoy True Solo quality of life tweaks is the ultimate mod that offers a large amount of quality of life improvements and customization options that make true soloing much, much easier, including disabling bots, auto-restarting on a defeat, and auto-removing fog and light rays. Event Practice 2.0 allows you to better practice main map events by displaying relevant information regarding them, as well as allowing you to automatically teleport to the events with the press of a button. This can be used to practice base events in the normal game, but it is most often used to help practice events in D1s, as the Onslaught mod changes events from the base game and makes them different and more difficult. Creature Spawner allows you to spawn any enemy within the keep or in an actual match. This is best used if you want to learn bosses' attack patterns, practice your dodge and parry timings, or if you want to practice kiting larger groups of enemies. Vermin Trainer is a tool used to instantly spawn horde compositions for you to fight, with the specific aim of allowing you to practice in such a way that it's reflective of the actual hordes you'd fight in-game. This mod also supports Onslaught horde practicing, as enabling Onslaught allows you to practice Onslaught-level hordes. As you can see, there are plenty of mods for you to choose from, and believe it or not, there's even more of them out there that I have yet to cover, including mods like the Bestiary, which lets you view detailed stats and characteristics of every enemy in the game, or the numerous Onslaught mods that all add their own unique spin to the idea of Onslaught. All of these mods I've highlighted are fantastic additions to your modded list, but don't be afraid to ask others for their recommendations or sit down and browse through the workshop yourself. You'll never know what you might discover.